The world was in COVID lockdown, and in a small bedroom in the Chicago suburbs, a 20-year-old Alexander Kearns was staring at his Robinhood account balance. A red number flashed on the screen, minus $730,000. He was in massive debt. He owed Robinhood over $700,000. He panicked. He immediately sent messages to Robinhood asking for an explanation, but no one responded. Terrified by the burden the debt would have on his middle-class family, Alex jumped in front of an oncoming train, killing himself instantly.
I lost the love of my life. I miss him more than anything.
What really happened on that tragic day? Could someone have saved him? This is the story of how Robinhood's greed and negligence pushed a young trader to take his own life. In June 2020, the world was deep in lockdown, gripped by the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. With nowhere to go and endless hours trapped indoors, millions of young people looked for new ways to fill their time. Some threw themselves into home workouts, others learned TikTok dances, and many found their thrill in online stock trading. On social media, traders were bragging about 10x gains. TikToks went viral showing teenagers turning a few $100s into thousands. Subreddits like Wall Street Bets exploded overnight. It felt like anyone could get rich if you knew how to play the game, and Robinhood was the platform leading the charge. The app promised zero-fee trading, a sleek interface, and the thrill of investing right at your fingertips, anywhere, at any time. The Silicon Valley company poured millions into advertising campaigns aimed directly at young, first-time traders. But more than that, it gamified investing. Bright colors, digital confetti, smooth animations. To lure in young, inexperienced traders, Robinhood turned the stock market into something that felt more like a video game. Exciting, rewarding, even addictive. For an industrious college student like Alex, studying business at the University of Nebraska, Robinhood must have been hard to resist. He had saved up $5,000, money from birthdays, holidays, and gifts from grandparents, and he decided to use it to trade stock options on Robinhood. A high-risk, high-reward move, and one that would cost him his life. Trading stock options can feel like a cheat code. Let's say you think a $100 video game is going to go up in price next month. Instead of buying it now, you pay your friend $10 to reserve it for you at today's price, just in case. If the game's price jumps to $200, you win. You still get to buy it for $100 and pocket the $100 difference. If the price stays the same or drops, you walk away and only lose the $10. That's options trading. You're paying for the right to buy or sell a stock later without actually owning it now. There are two types of options. Call options. You're betting the stock will go up. Put options. You're betting the stock will go down. Here's how it works. Call option equals right to buy. You pay $10 to lock in the right to buy the game for $100 at any time over the next month. If the price shoots up to $200, you still get to buy it for $100. You immediately resell it for $200 and pocket $100. After subtracting the $10 you paid for the call option, your profit is $90. But if the price doesn't rise, you only lose $10. Put option equals right to sell. Now imagine you already own the game. It's worth $100, but you think the price will drop. You pay $10 to lock in the ability to sell it for $100, no matter how low the price drops. If it crashes to $20, you still sell it for $100 and buy it back for $20. That's an $80 profit. After subtracting the $10 you paid for the put option, you're up $70. But if the price doesn't drop, you only lose the $10 you paid for the put. These big swings are why options trading can feel thrilling. You risk a little, but the upside can be astronomical. It's high risk, high reward. And for daring young traders, it can seem like a fast track to wealth. You could turn $10 into $1,000 if you guessed right. The stakes get even higher with leverage. Leverage means borrowing money from your broker, like Robinhood, so you can make bigger trades. It can multiply your gains and your losses. It's a sword that cuts both ways. With leverage, a $10 win can quickly multiply into a $500 profit, but a $10 mistake can just as quickly become a $500 loss. On the day before his death, Alex was trading options on Robinhood with leverage. How was a 20-year-old with no income able to get assigned almost $1 million worth of leverage? That's what Alex wrote in his suicide note before he rode his bike to a nearby railroad track and jumped in front of an oncoming train. The night before his death, Alex was staring at a number that didn't make sense. His Robinhood account showed a negative balance of $730,000. He was in colossal debt, crushing, paralyzing, life-ending debt. He was only 20 years old. He had never had more than a few $1,000s to his name. And now, because of a few stock options trades on Robinhood, he had destroyed his life. It felt like the sky was falling. How could he have made such a huge mistake? How would his family ever recover? And then, at 3 a.m., he got an email. Robinhood told him he needed to pay $180,000 immediately. Desperate, Alex did what anyone would do. He contacted Robinhood support. There was no phone number to call, so he sent an email 3 times. Could someone please look into this? But all he got was an automated reply. We'll get back to you soon. No human response, no explanation, no clarification. He was alone, panicking, terrified.
He thought he blew up his life. He thought he screwed up beyond repair.
I didn't want to die. I only thought I was risking the money I actually owned. In hindsight, I had no clue what I was doing, he added in the note for his family. Later that day, the sheriff knocked on the family's front door. Alex had been found dead.
I mean, basically, if this is true, then an erroneous email caused this young man's suicide.
Yes.
Alex didn't actually owe $730,000. That horrifying red number on his screen wasn't real. It was a glitch, a temporary balance issue caused by the way Robinhood displayed option trades before they fully settled. A design flaw, a simple UI problem. But Robinhood didn't explain that at the time. There was no pop-up warning, no bold disclaimer, no live support chat or phone line to clarify what was happening. Just a number, minus $730,000, and silence. By the time Robinhood responded to him via email, Alex was already gone. At the time of his death, Robinhood was notorious for ghosting its users. In fact, Robinhood customers were twice as likely to file complaints with the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, compared to users of other trading platforms. Most of those complaints were about the lack of a human response when they needed help. But it wasn't always this way. Robinhood used to have a customer support line, until 2018, when it was quietly shut down. To cut costs and boost profits, the company removed live support, even as millions of inexperienced traders flooded the platform. Driven by greed, Robinhood made a choice. Sacrifice customer support, prioritize growth, even if it meant abandoning users like Alex in their most desperate moment.
Do you think if Robinhood had somebody manning an email account or picking up a phone, that Alex would be here today?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
Following Alex's death, Robinhood faced a storm of criticism, investigations, lawsuits, congressional hearings. Under pressure, Robinhood eventually made changes: 24/7 human support, clearer risk disclosures, and more limits for inexperienced traders. Alex's family sued the company, arguing that its reckless design and lack of immediate support played a direct role in their son's death. The case was settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. But no amount of money could bring Alex back. No software update could undo what had happened. Robinhood's actions were too little too late for Alex and his family. Alex took his own life after seeing a false negative $730,000 balance on his Robinhood account. He reached out to Robinhood for help, but no one answered. And while Robinhood's silence was the breaking point, it might not have been the only cause. Could Alex have already been struggling with his mental health? It's possible. He wouldn't have been the only one. Even before the COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns, the US was in a mental health crisis. Depression among young adults was rising. Suicide had become the second leading cause of death for youth. And in 2020, as the world shut down and isolation took hold, the crisis deepened. That year alone, over 45,000 people died by suicide in the US, with men accounting for 80% of those deaths. In 2022, a year after their settlement with Robinhood, Alex's family launched a memorial fund in his name. They donated $25,000 to the mental health facilities at the University of Nebraska, where Alex would have been graduating from. It was their way of honoring his legacy of kindness, selflessness, and deep desire to help others.
One night he says to me, he's like, "Mom, I don't know what I want to do with my life yet, but I do know I want to help people."